Okay, so I found my bike. We're out of here. Here we are at the Cairnryan Village Hall. This is where I camped last night, and they have a football pitch. There's like a playground. The ferry is just across there. Last night I went up into the hills, and these men in a jeep, it was some type of like all-terrain vehicle with very bright lights and guns, stopped me. They were like, I think they said gamekeepers, and they just stopped me. But they said I could camp in the shed, but it was a farm shed and I didn't like the feel of it, so I didn't. I chose to camp here instead. I thought this wall would provide a bit of shelter from the wind, but to be honest, I couldn't tell for sure exactly where the wind was coming from. It seemed like it was coming from all directions. But there we have my tent. I have like a long journey to Morpeth, so I want to get moving. And there's a forest park that starts with a K. I think it's called like Knider or Knider or Nider. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. But I'm hoping to spend maybe an hour or more, or who knows, maybe even camp there tonight, because I'm not meeting friends until Sunday. So I think it's kind of funny how yesterday I spent like almost an hour after arriving in Cairnryan, like after getting off the ferry, I spent about an hour exploring the hills and then making my way down to Stranraer to see if I could find a place to camp. And then what I end up doing is just returning to the ferry terminal and camping across the street from, or across the road from the ferry terminal where the town hall is. This shelter here has proven handy just to like organize my stuff. Okay. I'm gonna let it warm up for a few minutes and then we're out of here. So I've stopped here at Tesco's to get some chocolate rice cakes and other munchies for the road. And this is Castle Douglas. Okay, so behind me is Loch Maben, and, or no wait, that's Castle Loch behind me, and I'm very close to a town called Loch Maben, and I'm on my way to Lockerbie. Back in Castle Douglas I put on extra layers, and now that the sun's shining I don't really need them, but I'll keep them on anyways. And it's really beautiful. Like, I missed my turn off to Dumfries, but then I saw a sign for Lockerbie, and I thought, hey, that'll do. I'll just follow that sign, and this road, I think it's called the A705, it's A7 something, and it's really nice. Lots of like, you know, zigzag turns in it, and the sun's shining, so I'm starting to enjoy this a lot more. There's this really cool camper van. My bike, I was just concerned about my bike. I was having a closer look at it, and I can see that it's starting to rust. So I'm a bit concerned that, you know, that there is going to eventually like rust right through. So I have to keep my eye on it. But this is my setup. So I have my tank bag, and then this bag here. but the sign back there said something about a diversion, and I'm not sure if I can continue this way. I'm going to stop, have some lunch here. From like Langholm to Carnaby to Newcastleton, these roads have been amazing, like quiet and windy and pleasant, and the weather's good, so I'm enjoying myself right now, having a great time. Some of these gravestones are sticking out like stumps, like broken molars. Here's what I'm having. It's like a salad that I prepared before I left. I just added peanuts that I bought from Tesco's earlier. It's okay. So here I am in Kildare Park, Kildare Forest Park, and this is Kildare Castle. And I met these two guys who are on these big bikes here. So they have like a Triumph Tiger and an Africa Twin, very fancy, very nice. This guy looks like he's done quite a bit of traveling. And I was getting their advice about going up to Orkney, and they said that they recommended going to a place called Applecross, which is part of the North 500. They said go for it. You know, I'll be fine on a 125. But they were suggesting I go to Skye first, and then see how I'm feeling, see how it goes, and then take it from there.
Then that same E shape up 4.
Okay.
Then up to
4. Do you sing?
Yeah, I mean, it's a difficult one to sing.
Okay, that's good. Last time I came through here, and I just stopped to dry out my tent in the rain. Like 2 minutes ago, it wasn't raining. Okay, so there's a shed here. Maybe I'll just move my tents into this shed. There's a good wind, so if I keep this door open, I've always wanted to camp here. This place was open last time I was here as well. It's like a little visitor center. I don't know. I hope I didn't lose my tent poles or pegs. So this area has been really popular for motorbikes. There's still a light shower on. I managed to dry out my stuff. I had it hanging in here and it's been great. So it's dried and packed away, and I managed to have a sandwich too, peanut butter and jam. Now we're ready to hit the road. I think Bellingham is next, and this might be like the first experience of cycling in the rain. I'm wondering, should I hold tight here? The clouds are looking very dark. I don't know, I'll like hang out for a few more minutes and make up my mind. Okay, sun is shining. Still cloud in the sky, but the skies are looking a little blue down there, which is good because that's the direction I'm heading. And the guys in behind me, I was just chatting to them. The rain was coming down really hard, and we all were hanging out in this shed here and just talking about, I don't know, Canada, the weather, places to motorbike. Okay, over and out. Do you sing?
No.
In the shower?
Yeah. But even the showers, I'm happy about that.
That's funny. Switch around with the amps just to see if I can pick up on the difference. The latest development in my motorcycle tour is I have arrived in Morpeth, and here's like the storage room that they make me stay in. No, I'm just kidding. This is far better than camping because it did rain last night. And this here is, will you introduce yourself? Okay, so your name is?
Augustine.
Augustine. And I've known Augustine since he was like a little baby, and I'm really happy to be here.
So that's GoPro?
We're on our way to what is St. Cuthbert's Cave, is that right?
Yes, that's correct.
And Augustine was saying that St. Cuthbert, he was killed by Vikings on Holy Island?
Yeah.
And Sophia, you were saying that this would be a great place for someone you know who could camp there. You said you were thinking someone might love to camp in this place.
I said you would love
Oh,
to
me?
camp.
Okay. So I'm going to suss it out, and I'm really enjoying this drive. Like, look at this scenery.
Okay.
You know what they are?
I think those are bluebells, aren't they?
So I think this is an old pilgrimage.
Now, they carried him. How did they carry St.
They
Cuthbert?
carried his dead body.
They carried his dead body in a casket?
Yeah, and they buried him here.
Okay. And do you think his body's been exhumed or is it still buried
No, I
here?
think it's still buried, but I don't know where.
Okay. But you're right, this would be a good place to camp.
Yeah.
It's nice, but have you ever been to Cave Hill in Belfast?
Yeah.
It's not the same, is it?
No.
I'm not going to say it's better, it's just a different kind of nice. One of my favorite pastimes.
But there are no bears there.
Maybe because, you know, like how we're lost, we should start building a hut now while there's daylight because we're not going to find our way back home.
We did.
Are you sure?
Yep.
Okay.
But I would like to
I
go
think
back.
we're lost.
No, we're not lost.
Sometimes I get disorientated as to which way is east or west. Okay, so this is the street where I'm staying with Sinead, Joseph, and their family, their kids, Sophia and Augustine.
Okay, now
Okay.
my goal is not to follow the river, so I'm just going to pay attention to my crossing here. That reef below.
Okay, so this is the Morpeth motorbike shop. It's called Morpeth Motorcycles. And inside they have an FJ 1200 setup for touring that I quite like. It's within my budget, but it's too big. Like, you know, I'd love to tour on something like it, but I'm going to stick to my 125 for now. And I was asking some guys that work here about a road to get to Nottingham, and they're saying Durham and then York. So those are good starting points. And I heard back from Scott, who was visiting me with a bicycle, who I hosted last weekend, and he says I can stay in their spare guest room. I was asking if I could camp in their back garden, and it turns out they have a guest room. So if I can get to Nottingham, I'm sorted for a place to stay. I should get a move on, but first I'm going to show you this bike. Okay, so 46,000, that was kind of cheeky going in there and not asking if I could film, but I don't think they minded too much. But 46,000 miles on the FJ is a lot. I'm not sure. Okay, time to get ready to hit the road. And right now I'm feeling a bit anxious. I feel like, geez, like what am I doing? You know, earlier it was raining and that made me feel even more anxious because I didn't want to like set off in the rain, but it stopped. And there's a bit of sunshine now even, so that's great. And I'm like looking forward to hitting the road. The plans are head for Durham and then York. And here's my bike. And the house I'm staying in, I've been here a few times now, but I'm getting ready to set off.